Hey everyone. I bet you've, at least once or twice, daydreamed about being your own boss, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I know I have. It seems like that entrepreneurial itch is pretty common. In fact, you sent me a ton of research about starting businesses, and I can't wait to dig in.
That's great.
Specifically, we're diving into Bruce Judson's book, Go It Alone. Today, we're going to distill the essence of Judson's approach and see if going solo might be the right path for you.
Sounds good.
So, Judson drops a pretty startling statistic right at the beginning. Over half of Americans dream of starting a business, yet only a small fraction actually take the leap.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder, what's holding everyone back?
Yeah.
Is it the fear of eating a ton of money? The competition? Or maybe the risk of failing?
Those are definitely common fears, but Judson challenges that conventional wisdom.
Oh,
He argues that today, building a substantial business on your own is easier than ever. And he's got real-life examples to back it up, stories of people who've done exactly that.
okay, so if it's so easy, what's the secret? Judson keeps talking about personal leverage. What does that even mean?
Well, think of it like a Roman arch.
Okay.
The keystone at the top is what holds the whole structure together.
Hmm.
In your business, you are the keystone.
I see.
Your unique skills and talents are what make it work. Judson's personal leverage is about building your business around those strengths.
So how do I actually build a business around my strengths?
Mm.
I'm just one person.
That's where things get really interesting.
Okay.
Judson is a big advocate for what he calls extreme outsourcing.
Extreme outsourcing.
It's not just about hiring a virtual assistant here and there, it's about delegating practically everything that isn't your core genius.
Whoa.
Accounting, marketing, web design, customer service, you name it.
Yeah.
This frees you up to pour your energy into what you do best, which ultimately leads to more efficient and profitable business.
That makes sense, but wouldn't outsourcing everything be super expensive?
Not necessarily. Judson points out that the internet has revolutionized the way we work. What he calls the rule of decreasing support costs means that sophisticated services, once only affordable for big companies, are now available to solopreneurs through application service providers or ASPs.
Hold on, ASPs. Can you break that down for those of us who aren't tech wizards?
Sure, ASPs are basically like software you rent online. Instead of buying and installing expensive programs, you pay a small monthly fee to access powerful tools for everything from accounting to customer relationship management.
I see.
And because they're online, you can access them from anywhere with an internet connection. No need for expensive hardware or IT staff. This is a game changer for solo businesses because it levels the playing field, allowing them to compete with much larger companies.
So I can outsource almost everything and run my entire business online. That's pretty wild,
Mm-hmm.
but it still feels a little risky. I mean, I'm used to having a steady paycheck.
Sure.
Is Judson suggesting I just quit my job and dive headfirst into starting a business?
Actually, Judson emphasizes the importance of taking calculated risks, not reckless ones.
Okay.
He highlights the stories of several successful entrepreneurs who built their businesses in their spare time while still holding down full-time jobs.
That's reassuring to hear. It means you can test your idea, validate it with real customers, and gain momentum even while you're still collecting a paycheck.
Exactly.
I'm thinking of Tim Cutting, who built his entire entertainment PC business nights and weekends
Mhm.
while working at Sun Microsystems. That's incredible.
It really shows you that you don't need to take a blind leap of faith. Judson encourages testing your business idea with real customers before going all in. It's about mitigating risk and building confidence in your idea before making any major life changes.
That makes sense. So it's less about being a fearless risk taker and more about being strategic and calculated, right?
Absolutely. And Judson introduces an interesting philosophy called ready, fire, aim.
Ready, fire, aim.
It's about taking action quickly, testing your assumptions, and then adapting based on real-world feedback. He uses the example of MedImmune's FluMist launch, where their reliance on market research backfired because people ended up preferring the traditional flu shot.
So it's not enough to just do your research. You need to get your product or service out there and see how people actually respond to it.
Exactly. It's about embracing flexibility and adaptability, which are crucial for any entrepreneur, but especially for those going it alone. Judson talks about Speed Anywhere, a company that had to reinvent their entire business model 4 times to stay ahead of the curve. It shows you that change is the only constant, and you need to be prepared to adapt.
That makes me think about Judson's emphasis on outsourcing. By delegating everything non-essential, you free up time and energy to focus on the big picture, to anticipate those market shifts, and to constantly reinvent yourself to stay ahead of the competition, right?
That's a key takeaway. It's not just about getting work off your plate. It's about freeing yourself up to focus on the strategic elements of your business.
This is all really fascinating, but it makes me wonder, with all these specialized services available online, is the business world becoming hyper-specialized?
Hmm.
Is there still room for a solo entrepreneur to make a real impact?
That's a great question, and it leads us to another key concept from Judson: unbundling.
Unbundling. I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
It's basically the fragmentation of traditional job functions into highly specialized services.
Oh.
Think niche manufacturing, targeted marketing services, even specialized reporting for investment firms. The internet allows these specialists to collaborate seamlessly, regardless of location, creating an ecosystem where solopreneurs can contribute to a larger value chain.
So it's like the business world is becoming a giant Lego set, and solopreneurs can pick and choose the pieces they need to build their unique creations.
That's a great analogy. And Judson provides a real-world example with the iTop, a popular electronic toy. It was brought to market through a global network of specialists from Israel, the US, and Hong Kong, each contributing their expertise to the value chain. This demonstrates the power of unbundling and the potential for solopreneurs to play a significant role in the global marketplace.
This is all incredibly exciting, but it also raises a crucial question for me, and I'm sure for our listeners as well. How do I know if my business idea is the right one?
That's where Judson's framework for evaluating your idea comes in. It all starts with identifying your core competence.
Okay, core competence. Break that down for me. What exactly does that mean?
Your core competence is essentially what you do better than anyone else.
Okay.
The skill or talent that sets you apart. Judson provides 3 tests to help you identify your core competence.
3 tests. Okay, I'm all ears. Give me the rundown.
The first is customer value.
Okay,
Does your skill provide real value to your target customers?
that makes sense. If nobody wants what you're offering, doesn't matter how good you are at it. What's the second test?
The second is competitor differentiation.
All right.
Does your skill set you apart from the competition? What makes you unique and valuable in the marketplace?
All right, so you need to have something special that makes you stand out from the crowd. What's the final test?
The third is extendability. Can your skill be applied to different products or services? Does it have the potential to grow and evolve with your business?
Okay, so it needs to have staying power, the ability to adapt and grow as your business evolves.
Exactly. It's not just about having a great idea. It's about making sure that you are the right person to execute it. Judson wants you to play to your strengths, not try to be someone you're not.
So you could have a brilliant business idea, but if it doesn't align with your core competence, you're setting yourself up for a tough road.
That's right. You're the engine of your business, especially when you're going it alone. So you need to be passionate and engaged with what you're doing. And that starts with aligning your business idea with your natural talents and passions.
Judson really seems to emphasize action and momentum. He even has this 60% rule that encourages taking action over striving for perfection.
It basically means that it's better to automate a task with a 60% effective solution than to waste valuable time trying to do it perfectly by hand.
That sounds super efficient, but doesn't that risk delivering a subpar product or service?
That's a valid concern, but Judson argues that it's all about prioritizing progress.
Okay.
He reminds us that technology is constantly evolving, so what might seem like a compromise today could be easily addressed through future updates or integrations. It's about getting your business up and running quickly, even if it means accepting some initial limitations.
That's a reassuring thought. Knowing that you don't need to have every detail perfectly figured out from the start, you can iterate and improve as you go.
Exactly. And this 60% rule really aligns with Judson's overall go-it-alone mentality. You need to be agile, adaptable, and willing to embrace imperfections, especially in today's fast-paced market.
Speaking of different paths, Judson seems pretty skeptical of the whole free agency and franchise route.
Right.
Why is that?
He believes those models, while offering some benefits, ultimately limit your ownership and control over your business.
So free agents, while enjoying flexibility, often lack the long-term capital growth potential and security of owning the business.
Yeah.
And franchisees end up trading one boss for another, sacrificing autonomy and creative freedom for a prepackaged system.
That's the gist of it. He does mention an exception, Chuck York, a Maui Wowie franchisee who found creative freedom within that model. But Judson argues that those are rare cases.
And it sounds like it boils down to your individual goals and values.
Yeah.
If you're truly looking to build something that reflects your vision and passion, the go-it-alone path offers a level of ownership and control that's hard to find elsewhere.
Exactly. And that brings us to another hot-button topic. Venture capital.
Judson makes a compelling case against seeking VC funding for a go-it-alone business.
I'm curious, why would he discourage seeking venture capital? Isn't that what all the cool startups do? He explains that there's a fundamental mismatch between the goals of venture capitalists and the goals of solopreneurs.
I see.
VCs are looking for hyper-growth and rapid returns on their investment, often through a sale or IPO. This often clashes with the values of a solopreneur who is building a sustainable business for the long haul, one that aligns with their personal vision and allows them to live life on their own terms.
So taking VC funding can put you on a treadmill of growth that might not be sustainable or even desirable for a solo entrepreneur.
That's right. It's a trade-off. You might get a huge influx of cash, but you're also giving up a significant amount of control and potentially sacrificing your long-term vision for short-term gains.
This all makes a lot of sense, but I'm sure a lot of listeners, including myself, are wrestling with fear. Taking that leap into the unknown can be pretty daunting. What does Judson have to say about overcoming those fears?
Judson doesn't shy away from the fear factor. He acknowledges that it's natural to feel hesitant when stepping outside your comfort zone and venturing into the unknown.
Right.
He offers some really valuable insights on how to conquer that fear and turn it into a source of strength.
I'm all ears. What's the secret to taming that entrepreneurial fear?
One of his key suggestions is to reframe fear as a signal.
Okay.
It's not about eliminating fear, but about using it as an opportunity to carefully assess risks and make calculated decisions.
So it's not about being fearless, but about being smart about the risks you take.
Exactly. He also talks about the importance of tapping into your core competence and pursuing your passions. When you're truly aligned with your purpose and doing what you love, that fear becomes less daunting.
It's like that feeling of excitement and purpose overshadows the fear.
Exactly. And he references an empowering concept from Dr. Susan Jeffers. Feel the fear and do it anyway.
I love that. It's a reminder that courage isn't the absence of fear, but the willingness to act in spite of it.
Absolutely. And Judson reinforces this message with a powerful quote from the book. Whom the gods wish to destroy, they give unlimited resources.
Whoa, what a thought-provoking statement. It makes you question the whole idea that more is always better. It almost suggests that constraints can actually be a catalyst for innovation and creativity.
That's exactly Judson's point. When you're forced to work within limitations, whether it's limited capital, a small team, or just time constraints, it forces you to be resourceful, to think outside the box, and to prioritize effectively.
This has been a fantastic overview of Judson's go-it-alone philosophy.
Yeah,
I'm already feeling inspired to take action.
that's great to hear.
This is awesome.
And we've only just scratched the surface.
I know, right?
Judson's book is packed with even more practical advice, tools, and resources to help you turn your entrepreneurial dreams into reality.
Can't wait.
Stay tuned for part 2, where we'll delve into the nitty-gritty of launching your go-it-alone venture. So you're inspired and ready to take action, you know your strengths, and you're eager to start building your go-it-alone business. But I bet you're wondering where to even begin.
It does feel a bit overwhelming. Judson has thrown a lot of exciting ideas at us, but translating those ideas into a concrete plan of action, well, that feels like a whole other challenge.
Judson acknowledges that feeling of being overwhelmed. He provides a framework to help you break down the process and prioritize effectively.
Okay, I need that framework. Lay it on me.
One of his key tools is something he calls the differentiation and market hegemony test.
Differentiation and market hegemony. That sounds intense. Isn't it a bit discouraging for someone just starting out?
It might sound intimidating, but it's really about focusing your energy. It's not enough to just enter a huge market and hope to grab a tiny slice of the pie. Judson argues that you need to dominate your chosen segment, offer something truly distinctive that sets you apart from the competition.
So it's about finding those hidden pockets of opportunity where you can truly shine.
Exactly. And this ties back to the concept of unbundling we discussed earlier. As traditional industries fragment into specialized services, it creates opportunities for go-it-alone entrepreneurs to establish themselves as experts in their niche.
That makes sense. But even if I find my niche and have a killer idea, how do I make sure I'm not setting myself up for failure down the road?
That's where Judson's other tests come in. He wants you to think about potential vulnerabilities from the get-go.
Okay, give me an example.
He has a test called Can I Be Circumvented? It forces you to consider whether a supplier or partner could potentially replicate your business and cut you out of the equation.
So it's about anticipating potential threats and building a business model that's resilient. What other tests does he recommend?
Another important one is the "can it survive without me" test. It's about assessing the long-term value of your business. Can it be sold or continue operating even if you're no longer at the helm?
That's a great point. It's not just about creating a job for yourself, it's about potentially building a valuable asset.
Hmm.
But Judson also stresses the importance of diversifying your income streams right.
That's the multiple streams of income test. Think of it like having multiple safety nets. If one area of your business experiences a downturn, you're not left high and dry.
That's smart. It's all about building resilience and ensuring the long-term sustainability of your venture.
Exactly. Judson also encourages you to confront potential challenges head on. He has a test called the vulnerability test, which is all about anticipating worst-case scenarios and developing strategies to mitigate those risks.
So it's not about ignoring potential problems, but about facing them head on and developing a plan of action.
Precisely. It's about being prepared for the unexpected, which is crucial for any entrepreneur.
All of this is super helpful, but let's get practical for a moment. Many aspiring entrepreneurs are probably wondering, what do I tell my boss? How do I navigate that tricky conversation?
It's a valid question, and Judson offers some valuable advice on navigating this territory. He acknowledges that attitudes toward side hustles are evolving.
Definitely. It seems like having a side hustle is almost the norm these days.
Exactly. In the past, absolute loyalty to one's employer was expected. But in today's dynamic work environment, layoffs are common and job security is uncertain. Many employees are exploring ways to take control of their careers and financial destinies.
It's a sign of the times, for sure. So what does Judson recommend?
He encourages transparency and honesty. Be upfront with your employer, especially if there's any potential conflict of interest.
And of course, if your company has specific disclosure policies regarding outside business activities, it's crucial to follow those guidelines to the letter.
Absolutely. It's about protecting both your current job and your entrepreneurial aspirations.
Judson also talks about the importance of compartmentalizing your work and personal life, especially when you're juggling a day job and a side hustle. How do you make that work in practice?
It's about setting boundaries and managing your time effectively. Make sure your entrepreneurial pursuits don't interfere with your current responsibilities. It also helps to avoid unnecessary office gossip or speculation.
Good advice. Judson also offers some interesting insights for couples who are starting a business together that can be a powerful partnership, but I imagine it also comes with unique challenges.
He shares examples of couples who have successfully navigated this path. Often one spouse continues working to provide financial stability, while the other focuses on launching the business. It's a team effort that requires mutual support and understanding.
It sounds like a balancing act, but for many couples, the shared passion and potential rewards make it all worthwhile.
He stresses the importance of open communication and clear expectations to find roles, responsibilities, and goals from the outset that helps to avoid misunderstandings or resentment down the road.
And even though you're building a business together, it's important to maintain individual identities and pursue personal passions outside of the venture.
Absolutely. It's about finding that balance between work and life, which is essential for any entrepreneur, especially when you're sharing this journey with your partner.
Okay, so we've talked about starting a business on the side, but what about those who are ready to take the plunge and make their go-it-alone venture their full-time focus? What advice does Judson offer for them?
Judson emphasizes the importance of establishing clear financial boundaries from the outset. Create a realistic budget and stick to it, especially in those early stages when cash flow can be unpredictable.
So it's all about being financially responsible and disciplined even when you're excited and eager to invest in your business.
Exactly. He suggests creating a detailed financial plan that outlines your income, expenses, and savings goals. Be proactive and avoid the temptation to overspend or rely on credit cards to cover gaps in your cash flow.
That's sound advice. What about separating business and personal finances?
Judson is a big advocate for that. Set up a separate bank account for your business. It simplifies bookkeeping and helps you avoid potential legal or tax complications down the road.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It's like creating a clear separation between your personal and professional life, even when you're the sole proprietor.
Right. And let's not forget about health insurance. Judson reminds us that as a solopreneur, you're responsible for your own coverage.
That's a crucial point. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of starting a business and overlook those essential details.
He provides valuable resources on his website to help you find affordable health insurance options. He also encourages you to explore disability coverage and business liability insurance.
It's all about anticipating potential risks and taking proactive steps to mitigate them, which aligns perfectly with his overall philosophy of calculated risk-taking.
Exactly. And even though you're venturing out on your own, Judson emphasizes that you don't have to go it alone.
So it's still important to build a strong support network.
Absolutely. Surround yourself with people who believe in your vision, people who can offer guidance, encouragement, and accountability.
I can definitely see the value in that. Having a supportive community can make all the difference, especially when you're facing challenges or feeling isolated.
Judson encourages you to connect with other entrepreneurs, mentors, and advisors. They can share their experiences, offer valuable insights, and provide a sounding board for your ideas.
And of course, family and friends can play a crucial role in providing emotional support, especially during those inevitable tough moments that every entrepreneur faces.
It's about finding that balance between the hustle and the heart, the drive to succeed, and the need for connection and support.
It sounds like Judson is advocating for a holistic approach to entrepreneurship. It's not just about building a business, it's about building a life that you love.
Exactly. Judson reminds us that building a go-it-alone business is not just about financial success. It's about creating a lifestyle that aligns with your values, passions, and aspirations.
Finding that sweet spot where your work feels meaningful and fulfilling, where you're leveraging your unique skills and talents to make a positive impact, and where you have the freedom and flexibility to live life on your own terms.
You've got it. That's the ultimate goal of the go-it-alone journey.
All of this sounds incredible, but I'm sure a lot of listeners are still wondering, okay, I'm ready to launch, but how do I actually structure my business? Where do I even begin?
That's where Judson's insights on extreme outsourcing and leveraging technology become invaluable. He walks you through the process of identifying those non-core functions that can be effectively delegated to external providers.
So I can free up my time and energy to focus on my core strengths and maximize my impact.
Precisely. And he provides a comprehensive overview of what he calls the plug-and-play economy.
Plug-and-play economy. What is that exactly?
It's the abundance of affordable and accessible services that can streamline your operations and empower you to compete with larger players. These services can handle everything from accounting and customer relationship management to marketing automation and e-commerce.
So it's like a toolbox full of pre-built solutions that I can just plug into my business.
Exactly. And Judson highlights the transformative power of application service providers, or ASPs, which we discussed earlier.
Oh, yes. Those online software solutions that allow solopreneurs to access powerful tools without breaking the bank.
Judson provides specific examples of reputable ASPs, many of which are offered by industry giants like Amazon, eBay, Google, and Yahoo.
So even the big players are recognizing the power of the go-it-alone movement.
They're definitely paying attention. They've developed tools and resources specifically designed to support solo ventures.
That's really encouraging. It seems like the entrepreneurial landscape is evolving to become more inclusive and supportive of individuals who want to build their own businesses.
Judson encourages you to embrace the 60% rule. When selecting and implementing these services, prioritize speed and action over perfection.
So it's about getting your business up and running quickly, even if it means accepting some initial limitations, knowing that you can iterate and improve as you go.
Exactly. He reminds us that technology is constantly evolving. What might seem like a compromise today could be easily addressed through future updates or integrations.
That's a reassuring thought. It takes the pressure off having to have everything perfectly figured out from the start.
Absolutely. And Judson also provides valuable insights on building and managing your online presence.
Okay, let's talk about that. In today's digital world, having a strong online presence is essential for any business, especially for solopreneurs who are trying to establish their brand and reach a wider audience.
He emphasizes the importance of creating a professional website, one that clearly articulates your value proposition and showcases your expertise. And he provides resources and tools that can help you design and build a website, even if you have limited technical skills.
That's super helpful because not every entrepreneur is a tech whiz.
And let's not forget about email marketing. Judson encourages you to build an email list and stay connected with your audience.
Email marketing is still so relevant. It's a great way to build relationships and nurture leads.
Judson also highlights the importance of social media as a platform for engaging with potential customers, building brand awareness, and establishing thought leadership in your niche.
Social media is a powerful tool, but it can also be overwhelming, especially when you're juggling so many other responsibilities.
Judson offers a wealth of practical advice on utilizing social media effectively, from selecting the right platforms for your target audience to crafting compelling content that resonates with your followers.
It's about being strategic and intentional with your social media efforts.
Exactly. And he emphasizes the importance of consistency and authenticity in your online interactions. It's about building genuine connections with your audience and establishing yourself as a trusted resource in your field.
That makes a lot of sense. People can spot a phony a mile away. Authenticity is key.
Judson also encourages you to explore paid advertising options such as Google AdWords and Overture Precision Match.
Paid advertising can be a great way to reach a wider audience and drive targeted traffic to your website, but it can also be a bit of a minefield, especially for those who are new to it.
Judson provides valuable tips on crafting effective ad campaigns and tracking your results so you can ensure that you're getting the most out of your advertising investment.
We've covered a lot of ground from choosing the right business idea to building an online presence, but I think there's one crucial element we haven't touched on yet: mindset.
You're absolutely right. Judson devotes an entire chapter to this topic, highlighting the psychological and emotional challenges that every entrepreneur faces, especially those who are going it alone.
I think we often underestimate the mental and emotional toll that entrepreneurship can take. It's not just about having a great idea. It's about having the resilience and determination to see it through.
Judson reminds us that building a successful business requires more than just technical skills and practical knowledge. It demands resilience, determination, and a willingness to embrace discomfort and uncertainty.
It's about stepping outside of your comfort zone and pushing yourself to grow.
Exactly. And Judson reminds us that success is rarely a linear path. There will be setbacks, disappointments, and moments of doubt.
Failure is just a part of the journey. It's how we learn and grow from those setbacks that determines our ultimate success.
The key is to develop coping mechanisms and cultivate a positive mindset, one that allows you to bounce back from adversity.
So how do we do that? How do we develop that unshakable entrepreneurial mindset?
Judson offers a wealth of insights on how to overcome fear, manage stress, and maintain motivation.
I'm all ears. This is crucial stuff.
He draws on personal anecdotes, research findings, and inspiring stories of successful go-it-alone entrepreneurs who have navigated these challenges.
It's always helpful to hear from those who have walked the path before us to know that we're not alone in our struggles.
Judson highlights the importance of self-care, encourage you to prioritize your physical and mental well-being.
That's so important. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle and neglect our own needs.
He also emphasizes the importance of celebrating small victories along the way, acknowledging that the entrepreneurial journey is a marathon, not a sprint.
So it's about finding joy in the process, even amidst the challenges.
Exactly. And that brings us back to Judson's central message. It is possible to build a successful and fulfilling business on your own terms.
That's such an empowering message. It gives me hope and inspires me to keep pushing forward.
He doesn't shy away from the hard work and dedication it requires, but he offers a roadmap, a set of tools and a mindset that can empower you to turn your entrepreneurial dreams into reality.
This has been an incredible deep dive into the practical and psychological aspects of building a go-it-alone business. But there's still so much more to explore. I can't wait to see what Judson has in store for us in the final part of our deep dive. Stay tuned. We've covered so much ground in our deep dive into Bruce Judson's Go It Alone. From identifying your core competence to building a resilient business model and leveraging the power of technology. But there's one quote from the book that keeps echoing in my mind.
Oh, which one's that?
Whom the gods wish to destroy, they give unlimited resources. It's a powerful statement that really challenges our conventional notions of success.
It's one of my favorites from the book, too. It really does make you think, huh?
Right. It almost feels counterintuitive, like we're so conditioned to think that more is always better. More money, more resources, more options. But Judson seems to be suggesting that limitations can actually be a catalyst for innovation and creativity.
I think he's spot on. When you're forced to work within constraints, you have to be more resourceful, more strategic, more focused.
It's like that old saying, necessity is the mother of invention.
Exactly. And Judson's book is full of examples of entrepreneurs who turned perceived limitations into strengths. They embraced the go-it-alone mentality, leveraging their unique skills, outsourcing strategically, and constantly adapting to market shifts to build thriving businesses that reflect their personal vision and values.
So what does this all mean for our listeners? What are the key takeaways from our deep dive into Go It Alone?
First and foremost, it's a call to action. Judson wants you to challenge the conventional wisdom, to shed those limiting beliefs that are holding you back from pursuing your entrepreneurial dreams.
It's about recognizing that the entrepreneurial landscape has changed dramatically. The internet has leveled the playing field, providing individuals with unprecedented access to tools, resources, and opportunities that were once only available to large corporations.
Right. And Judson provides a roadmap, a set of guiding principles that can empower you to navigate this new landscape and build a business that aligns with your passions, your skills, and your aspirations.
He encourages you to identify your core competence, embrace extreme outsourcing, leverage the power of technology, and constantly experiment and adapt to stay ahead of the curve.
And of course, he also emphasizes the importance of mindset, cultivating resilience, determination, and a willingness to embrace discomfort and uncertainty as part of the entrepreneurial journey.
It's about recognizing that entrepreneurship is not for the faint of heart. It's a challenging but ultimately rewarding path that requires grit, perseverance, and a willingness to embrace the unknown.
Couldn't agree more.
And it's about so much more than just financial rewards. It's about creating a lifestyle that reflects your values and allows you to live life on your own terms.
Exactly.
It's about freedom, flexibility, and the satisfaction of building something from the ground up, something that reflects your unique vision and contribution to the world.
You got it.
If you're feeling inspired, if you're ready to take that leap, Judson has one final piece of advice. Start small.
Great advice.
You don't need to have all the answers, you don't need a perfect plan, and you don't need to quit your job tomorrow.
Just take that first step, right?
Right, however small it may seem. Start exploring your ideas, testing your assumptions, and connecting with potential customers.
And Judson provides a wealth of resources on his website to help you along the way.
He's got everything from a list of recommended ASPs to tools for building your online presence, and even guidance on securing health insurance and other essential services for solopreneurs.
It's amazing, really.
It's a treasure trove of valuable information, a testament to Judson's commitment to empowering individuals to embrace the go-it-alone path and build businesses that make a difference. So there you have it, folks, our deep dive into Bruce Judson's Go It Alone.
We hope you found this journey as insightful and inspiring as we have.
And we encourage you to pick up a copy of the book and explore Judson's ideas in greater depth. It's a must-read for anyone who dreams of building a business on their own terms.
And remember, the power to create your own destiny lies within you.
So go out there and make it happen. Thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive.
Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep diving deep.